This episode is brought to you by Dasani, refreshing water in a bottle that doesn't taste absolutely terrible. According to us, it's the best water out there, and I am dead inside. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Subject Matter. I'm your host, Stephen Jenkins, here with your co-host, Mr. Jonathan Dayton, and special guest, Elizabeth Jenkins. We are experts in nothing, here to give you our thoughts and opinions on all of it. It's exceedingly echoey in here tonight. I don't know why.
Kind of.
You getting that? Are you getting
a little.
that too?
Not
I don't know.
terrible.
It's more than usual. Maybe that's just me.
It's just you. You're picking.
That's been established. That's been established. No, but yeah, we are back with another episode after the entire debacle that was the water episode.
It was fun though.
It got great.
It got a lot of views.
A lot of views. So we're trying to continue that trend. So be interesting, is what we're saying.
No promise.
Also, not to highlight things, a bat. We have a bat in
We
here.
may have another special guest
We
on tonight's
might.
episode.
And I'm thinking that it messed up our lights because they're not working. So that's my personal theory as to why these lights are not functioning anymore. But yeah, we're going to have a wonderful episode tonight because Elizabeth is going to talk about school and things and animals. And Elizabeth just graduated today as of the recording of this episode. So congratulations to Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Elizabeth has not been on the podcast since the first season.
4 years
We talked
ago.
about clogging.
Yes.
3 years ago,
3
as
years
the
ago.
agreement established.
I did guest star in the Chicken Nugget episode, though.
That's correct. And you won.
Won.
the
I
Chicken
did
Nugget,
win the
I believe.
Chicken Nugget
What did you
episode.
do with the digital crown that you received? Because you received a digital crown.
I placed it on my digital shelf.
Digital shelf.
I
Okay.
did. I look at it quite often.
We are going to need that back. We only have two, and Caitlin has the other one now. So we're going to have
Heard.
Next episode.
I can do that for you.
Okay. But, so, Elizabeth, you just graduated. How does it feel to graduate?
Wonderful. It feels great. I graduated with a bachelor's in biology from Frostburg State University. And I have a whole 3 months, and then I start school for another 4 years at Virginia Tech. But I'm very excited because it's
Very
new,
good.
it's exciting.
Okay. Very, very good. Very good. So you're just, you're tired, but it's like a good time.
I'm tired. It's a good tired. It's like, oh, everything's done. I can relax now and sleep. I'm going to
Yeah.
sleep a lot. I'm very
Your
excited.
alarm went off, though, for sleep. Did it not? While we were, like, getting
It did. My bedtime reminder turned on, so now I will not get any notifications for the remainder of the evening.
That's
Because
how
it is
works.
mine is set for 9:45.
9:45.
Very
That's
interesting.
the time that Stephen gets
But-
working.
That's exactly correct.
Yes.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. That's awesome. What? Tell us about your major. The last time we heard from you, we heard, but that's been a while. And
Bye.
Yeah,
You know.
so last time I was on, I had literally just started. Everything was new. I was still working at Chick-fil-A. I had just started at Frostburg, majoring in biology. So I just graduated now with bachelor's in biology. I had 2 minors at the time of the last episode. I now have 0, but I did take a lot of animal-related classes. So I almost have an animal behavior minor, which is where all my animal facts will come from, possibly later in the evening. And that's pretty much it. I did graduate summa cum laude, which was probably my proudest accomplishment of the day. And I got into Virginia Tech for vet school, so I'll be headed there to Blacksburg in the fall for another 4 years, and then at the end of that, I'll get my DVM.
very good. Very
Exciting.
good. So you have been accepted, as you
Have
said.
been accepted, yes.
What's the time? I know the answers to these questions, but I'm the host, so I have to ask them. So what's the time frame? You're moving.
Everyone else.
You're moving at the end of the summer.
Yes.
Correct?
August 26th is when I start, and then I have like a year of just lectures, like 8 to 5, typical starting. We started like 22 credits, which isn't that bad. And then next summer off, which is nice. And then the following year, I work the whole way through the fall, spring, summer, doing clinicals and things, and then I'll have one more year after that.
So do you get like a winter break then, or is it just straight through?
It's straight through.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. So tell us about, as much as you can say. Of course, you're graduated now, so she can say what
That's
you
sure.
I can. Listen.
Tell us about your college experience.
It was interesting. One, because I started in the middle of COVID, so
yeah.
I did not get like a normal college experience until 2 years later. It was like junior year I was starting, and that was the first time I like been in a full classroom and not had to wear masks and like not had online classes, which was very weird. So I feel like it went super, super fast because I've only been like actually, there and having the experience for like
Were
2 years.
any of the classes that you had when you first started, like your first semester, were any of those classes on campus, or were they all online?
One or two, but it was like 1 or 2 days a week. It was not. It was
Gotcha.
hybrid.
And then you were there in person for a while people were still wearing masks.
Yes, but we were still like social distance, and there was still a lot of things they wouldn't let us do. It wasn't until junior year then they opened everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, which was right after I graduated. I
Right
think.
after.
Or no,
Yeah.
no, because
No,
you're
you had an extra
sophomore.
year.
Yeah. So yeah, very good. Tell us about what was your favorite class type to take? Like not like you don't have to like list your favorite class. You can if you want. But favorite class
Biology
type.
major. I liked all the physiology courses. Any biology course I liked, but I loved physiology, specifically animal physiology. I took a comparative anatomy, so we looked at like anatomy and physiology of different animal groups. I took mammalogy, which is the study of mammals. We had to learn about and classify every single mammal that is alive on this planet, which my professor for that class was insane. Oh my goodness, he was, am I allowed to say lunatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He's a lunatic.
Whatever. This is
He
public.
was
Whatever you're
crazy.
capable, whatever you're comfortable having out in the open.
Awful professor, but the course material was fun.
Gotcha.
I like those.
Very good. What made you want? Because I know you've always talked about doing stuff with. Well, first you knew you were going to be a doctor,
Yes.
but you were going to be
I was going to be a pediatrician.
pediatrician.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you were little, you were just going to be a doctor.
Gonna be a doctor,
And you were
then
going to
it
own your
turned
hospital,
and have sales.
and you were going to have sales for family and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, family-friendly discounts.
Sales at my hospital.
And then at some point, pediatrician, and then at some point, you were going to
Kids
be a.
monkeys.
12.
She was
Kids to
going to be a
monkeys.
dancer at one. Like you were going to do like musical theater at some point.
That was sporadically thrown in there. I don't remember when that was.
Yeah.
I was considering.
It was
that
like
one.
junior year, and you were
Yeah.
stressing or something,
Yes.
and then you stopped.
That was after I decided to go to vet school. I went
Gotcha.
to vet school, and then like musical theater crept in for like a week.
You know, the common duality
sort
of
of-
biology and musical theater.
Like, oh, maybe I'll just not do anything I prepared for and go to musical. But I didn't do that.
Sure, that makes sense. So, what made you want to be a vet?
Well, I've always liked I always want to be a doctor, I love the medical stuff. I love a challenge. Like, I like that problem solving. Yeah. I like being able to like help people, even if it's in the form of helping their animals. And I like being able to have answers when people have questions. So I think that's what made me want to be a doctor. Specifically, the vet, though, was we were at the Baltimore Aquarium. I put this in my vet school essay, so this is what I tell people. But we were at the Baltimore Aquarium,
We're scoring
and
this.
we walked in. It was like it wasn't the first time we were there, but this was the first thing we saw that day. And they had the penguin exhibit. And there were all these trainers like out with the penguins. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool to work with these exotic animals. But I knew I wanted to be a doctor, so I kind of just combined the two. So now I'm going for exotic pets is what I'll be doing.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
I love penguins.
I do like
Penguins are good.
I learned all about their
like penguins.
coding and banding and colors and like African
Their little
penguins.
penguin hierarchies.
Yeah. Penguins are probably my favorite animal. I think either that or turtles.
Mine is a giraffe.
Giraffe.
I think they look really weird. I like any weird looking animal.
A daddy. That's actually his face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like physically they should not exist. They just look like
Neither, but they are.
they are.
Now, do you do you prefer like the really tall giraffes or the baby giraffes? Like, what's your?
Ooh.
I like both.
I feel like she wants to say tall giraffe, but she would feel bad to say baby.
I like just like
Oh, giraffe.
baby giraffes are weird, but tall giraffes are weirder because they're like all the way up there.
I feel like Elizabeth is just like, if you just like entered her like wildest fantasy, it's just her in a like a
Me in a
safari
jungle
ride,
with a
just like with a little baby giraffe, just just cart her around and
Pretty
pull
much
it.
I like to feed giraffes. Feed giraffes are cool. I've had giraffe in my mouth before.
Giraffes, yeah.
So favorite animals, giraffe.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I do like lizards too. They're not my favorite. I did my seminar presentation
So
on
if
lizards.
you're into exotics, like, and that's
Yes.
gonna be your specialty for your vet specialty,
Uh-huh.
do you intend to like that's a very niche market? Like, do you want to like work somewhere else? Like, do you want to travel, or do you have no idea yet?
Sure, I have no idea. I ultimately want to come back here because like all my family's here and Dance is here and stuff. But
Tons of giraffes in Allegheny County.
exactly, that's the issue. So I don't know. I might like travel around, work different places, and then
That's cool.
there's an exotic clinic in Frederick.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
so
Not too far away.
yeah,
Okay.
close
Too far
enough.
away.
Cool.
And people own really weird pets. Like I don't know if you know some of the pets people can own. Depends on what state you're in. Like in Florida, you can own pretty much anything as long as you have a permit. Skunks,
They have geckos, but
big
they're not
lizards,
crazy exotic.
raccoons,
Mm-hmm.
lynxes, like the big cats.
Lynx.
Bobcats are cool.
Bobcats.
I played
yeah.
bobcat before.
Really
Yeah, I jumped on my back.
interesting.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Super
oh, I love
It was
it.
the coolest thing ever. Their claws, though, was like digging into my skin, but it was the coolest experience ever.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't complain about
That's
it.
how it goes.
That's amazing.
Killing machines. That's what they do.
Yes.
He
He loved feathers. He loved feathers.
feathers.
Feathers. That was a toy.
Cat toy?
Like a cat toy.
So what are some cool animal facts that you just like to
Well,
spout
the
off?
problem is I'm going to pull them up because I wrote some down that I had thought of, but
I have a question. I don't know why specifically this question. I think it's because it's one of those questions that I remember you just had started to take different classes
yes.
and you were in this phase of spouting off animal facts.
Yes,
at a
and
very
I've
high
been
rate.
told that's extremely annoying. So I don't anymore. Every once in a while, something just like slips past. Like we ran into a black snake on the trail the other day, and I'm like, "Did you know?"
It's not the fact that she does it; it was the rate at which she did it. Because like,
It was a lot.
if something was alive, she decided to talk about it. No, but I remember specifically you were explaining the difference. So please help everybody in the audience, myself included, because I heard it and it left my brain. What is the difference?
Possum and opossum?
Nope.
Oh.
The difference between
Sorry. Exhibit
I
A.
know you're stopping me to interject myself.
no the difference between rodents and marsupials.
Oh, okay.
You don't know that I had to explain this?
Yes. He clearly
Oh,
doesn't.
I think I
either, so-
do remember this.
Yes, I know that they're
Oh,
similar.
they are, well, not really. They kind of are. But
Not
Not
similar.
similar
They're
at
not
all.
similar at all.
marsupials, if people think it's the pouch, it's not the pouch. And only about half of them have
Okay.
a pouch. It's the fact that they're young when the moms are pregnant. They have a different reproductive system.
Okay.
When they're pregnant, though, the moms are pregnant for a very, very short period of time, and the babies are born extremely early. And then they basically do most of their development with the mother, either just like hanging on to her, like with fur, or in her pouch, if she gets
Gotcha.
a pouch. But rodents don't do that. They have more fully developed young when they're born.
Okay. So, like, for example, like, what's a bat?
A bat's a mammal.
I don't know,
It's not a marsupial.
It's not a marsupial.
No.
Okay. I was thinking that they're like somebody thought it was a marsupial at one point. So that they're a rodent.
They're
are they
not a
not?
rodent.
Not a
They
rodent.
are
Okay,
their
so
own
that was
order.
what it was. Gotcha. Maybe that's what it was,
They
because
are
I was
their
thinking that
own
a bat
order.
was a rodent. You said a bat wasn't a rodent, and then my brain inserted marsupial for some reason. But clearly that's not the case. See, we're learning. This is what
We're
we're
learning.
I love
This is
facts.
what we're
Like,
here
I'm a
for.
nerd. I like facts. It's
We're,
cool.
this you were talking about you and me doing trivia. Okay, she's the third person we need for the trivia.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Because
I'm
you
here
have
for it.
like I can do a little history, but you can mainly do history. I got like pop culture. She's got
Anything
science.
STEM. Well, and the other thing too is I've had a lot of really good professors, but a lot of them get on these rabbit trails. So we'll be in animal physiology class, and he'll be like spouting off these random facts, nothing to do with it, but they stick in my brain.
All right, give us some animal facts. What are some
Do you
animal
want?
facts?
I have one that's like really out of pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we love.
So whenever I can't believe I'm actually just describing this out loud. Whenever you have diabetes,
Okay.
this is gonna make sense.
I'm
in a
interested
minute,
now.
Okay.
Whenever you have diabetes, it means that your body, your cells cannot absorb glucose from the bloodstream, right?
Yes.
So what happens is when they can't get it out of the blood and it filters through the kidneys can't get it out of the blood either, so you end up peeing it out.
Okay.
So one of the old ways before like modern technology that they used to test if you had diabetes was they would let your dog, they would like have you pee on the ground and have your dog lick it, and if it licked it, that means there was glucose present in the urine, and then you had diabetes. And if not, then you don't have
I
diabetes.
was wondering where the animal was going to come in. Because
Yeah,
I was like,
I was so far.
I mean,
it was like animal.
I know that man is mammal, but like I was confused as to where that was going. Now that's a good. That's a type of fact that I like. I need more. Give us some more animal facts.
There are rodents, very big rodents. These are actually rodents.
Yeah.
That are used in, I don't remember what country it is, to detect landmines. They train them to detect landmines. That's just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Koalas are the dumbest. They're the dumbest mammals, which I know a lot of people like koalas, but they're not intelligent.
I've heard that they're vicious. Are they vicious? Is
They
that true?
can be.
Okay.
Yeah, the males, especially during mating season.
Well,
But
that's every species.
it's because all they eat is eucalyptus leaves, which is like extraordinary low in nutritional value. So their brain doesn't have the full capacity.
We're gonna put a pin in that really quick. Just pin for later. Come back to that.
In for later.
Okay.
You eat eucalyptus all the
Yeah,
time?
eucalyptus. Yeah. Yes.
So
Aloe side of, like sauce on the side.
sorry. There are 2-toed sloths and 3-toed sloths. Okay, different order or different families. 3-toed sloths are extremely vicious. 2-toed sloths are not. And 2-toed sloths, they come down once a week. They climb down from their tree to poop, and then they bury it, and then they go back up. And the reason why they don't just poop from the tree, because then it'll drop on the ground and alert predators to their existence. The 3-toed sloths are vicious though and don't care, so they don't bury their food.
Now are the vicious sloths also equally slow?
Yes. Sloths are also excellent swimmers,
You know, I'm not vicious for watching it.
which I don't know if you've ever
no.
actually seen a sloth move, but they're fast when they want to be. Their whole like way to survive is to not be seen. But when they're seen, they can book it, and they're very excellent swimmers because most of them live near water.
I didn't know that.
Just walking under a tree in a jungle and just
If it poops on you,
get-
it's a
and you're just
3-toed
like,
sloth.
well, crap, this is a vicious sloth. I have to get out of here.
I have a bad one for you.
I'm excited.
So this is not the bat that you have. The bats that this is don't live here. They're
we
called
don't have-
megabats.
Megabats.
They are also known as flying foxes.
Oh, I
They
love
have-
flying foxes.
You do?
I've seen them
The
before.
wingspan,
They're huge.
huge,
They
and
look
people are
literally like a hawk's wings.
terrified.
Okay.
They're mad. They're the ones I was like taking all the videos and pictures of when we were in Florida or when we were somewhere at the zoo, right? Okay. In Canada, the safari. They had them
yeah,
up
that's
there.
not Florida.
No, it's not Florida. I forget which. We also went to a zoo in Florida. They did not have megabats, but they eat fruit. People
do.
are terrified of them, but they eat fruit. They don't eat people.
They're cute.
Blue whales. I think they're adorable. Mom doesn't like them,
Blue
but
whales?
she's no, megabats.
Megabats.
Oh, megabats.
Yeah.
You did say blue whales just now.
Blue whales. I
Yeah,
can say blue
okay,
whales.
different
All right, okay.
So
Okay.
this I didn't
I
realize
hate them.
until I
I
learned.
thought I just heard something.
Anyway, this I didn't learn until mammalogy last spring. But blue whales are the largest animal to ever exist on the planet that we know of.
We've talked
I feel
about
like I
that
knew
before.
that,
I think I've done that
I
before.
feel like
too.
that. That's a little more common.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever heard of a pangolin?
No.
Have you?
I
You
have.
need to in your editing. You need to insert a picture of a pangolin because they're another animal I don't think should exist
Oh.
because of the way they're adorable.
What are they though?
They're like
Describe them.
so they look kind of like an armadillo, but they have like scaled plates.
Oh,
They
I've
have
seen
these
before.
plates of armor, yeah.
yeah.
And they can like curl up on themselves, but they're mammals. They have hair on
We'll
them,
walk for you.
just
You
like
keep
very
talking.
sparse.
Okay.
But they live in places where they're usually
Are they killed and people use them
yeah.
for armor?
for the armor and stuff. Yeah. Oh, here's a question. I'll start this one with a question. What do you think is the most fierce predator on the planet?
The fiercest predator?
The fiercest predator.
Man. No, I don't know.
Could be.
The
Sure,
fiercest
but like
predator.
excluding humans.
So I don't know.
I
I've
actually
heard
already
multiple
told you
answers
this
to
answer
I
because
kn-
this was one of my random facts that I spouted off at a time it wasn't relevant.
Gotcha. I mean, I've heard this before. I don't know, but go for it.
Weasels. There are different arguments for this. It kind of depends on the way you're looking at it. But like the least weasel, like the little dudes,
Mm-hmm.
they're vicious.
Mm.
They're considered one of the apex predators.
Tell us about what's that shrimp that like can produce heat that's like hotter than the sun.
I have no idea.
You know what this? Please Google it.
don't.
Sure. Shrimp that produces lots of heat. I think I'm pretty sure it's a shrimp.
Invertebrates are not my specialty.
Oh, okay.
I typically do
You're
mammals.
land-
Best
you're
with
the land
mammals.
animals.
I am the land. I know a little bit about aquatic, but
Pistol shrimp and mantis shrimp
Pistol shrimp.
are shrimp that can create heat. Now, how hot they can create?
huh?
Well, it does. Pistol shrimp are small shrimp that can create temperatures as hot as the sun by snapping their claws at speeds of 97 kilometers per hour.
But they're so small that you'll
Jeez.
never.
Yeah.
1,000 degrees. And mantis shrimp can create pressures, like vacuum pressure, that creates heat that can reach around 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Jeez.
Wow,
know
that
that.
is impressive.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Both of them. Interesting.
Interesting.
Not to steal the spotlight. I thought
You genius.
something. I watched
That's great, though.
I watched a TikTok video. That's what it
Listen,
takes to be
well-
a genius.
Yeah. Fish.
You're a land animal.
I'm more
individual.
landed. I do some aquatics, but like some of them are really like weird looking, but in a scary way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that very much.
Another blobfish.
I know most about mammals. I know some about birds, reptiles, and amphibians, but mostly mammals. But speaking of fish, I didn't know this. Did you know you can do surgery on a fish?
Yes, I've seen that before.
I didn't know that.
A
was a
goldfish?
thing.
I've seen them
Yeah.
surgery before.
That was really interesting.
How do they do it again? You've told me this.
They put them on. Well, they put powdered anesthesia in their water, and then they when they are knocked out, then they lift them up. They put them in this little foam pad that's above their tank, and then they alternate pumping anesthesia water and fresh water through their gills while they do their surgery, and then they just plop them back.
Seems like if you love your fish, I guess.
Well, some people are really like the kois. You've seen the
Oh,
kois.
yeah, expensive koi.
People love pet kois that cost them like a whole bunch of money,
it's
and they get a big tumor on their eyeball, and they want that tumor
Cut it off.
taken off.
I never would have thought about doing surgery on a fish.
No, I didn't
Try
realize
it.
that was a thing. Okay.
Oh, if you join me.
Sure.
I'll watch. I would love to see you two attempt surgery.
I feel like we're just being
We can do it.
make some dinner then.
I gotta do
The
problem is
probably
we
gonna
have everything with anesthesia. That's the problem. Like, I got scalpels, sterile dressings, I got tubes, oxygen bottles. We have everything but the anesthesia.
Well, we'll wait till she's done with college and then, or
Barring-
Yeah.
with
Barring-
barring some.
her medical school.
This one's not very interesting, but you can look at like an animal's teeth to figure out what it eats, and you can look at their teeth of like their skeleton to figure out what animal it was. So you know how our molars have like the 4 points on them, 4 cusps. Possums are the only living mammals with tricuspid teeth. They have 3. So if you're in your
It's interesting.
daily hike in the forest and you find a skull,
They do deer.
because I know you all do that.
They deer with looking at your teeth.
Yes.
So back to because you brought this up earlier, thinking it was the question I was going to ask. So what is the difference between a possum and an opossum?
Possums they live in Australia. If I remember correctly, I don't even think they are marsupials. They are a type of something else.
So a possum is
Some type of an opossum is a marsupial. That's what you find here in the States. And they migrated from South America up through the States. Possums live in Australia alone, and they are part of another suborder that lives only there.
So they would seem like a rodent to me. A possum would seem more like.
They have a rat-like tail.
Rat-like tail, the tail.
They have a pouch.
Interesting.
Pretty sure they have a pouch. This one's just cute. A group of porcupines is called a prickle. Sorry,
That's good.
I also like porcupines.
Porcupine.
They're also cute.
Yeah. We had a porcupine at my parents' house, and he was
We have a
chewing
lot
on
of
the door.
porcupines. I remember. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was years ago. We had like a little scrape in the paint because he was over there just chewing on the
He
door.
was so cute. Mom wasn't amused, but I thought it was adorable.
Yeah.
We have something else in our fort. We don't know what it is, but there's a big hole in the wall. Could be a porcupine.
Yeah.
Could be.
When I think of massive holes in a wall, I think porcupine.
Yes. I think giraffe.
I have 2 more that I can think of that I thought of earlier before we started recording. Manatees are more closely related to elephants than other marine mammals.
I could see that though. I wouldn't
They're
think
big.
about that, but I could see that.
Barbara.
They're Barbara manatee. And then lizards have very underdeveloped kidneys because they are ectotherms, so they don't produce as much metabolic waste because they don't have to regulate their own internal body temperature.
I'm going to let you ask what an ectotherm is.
Sorry. It's someone who doesn't regulate their own internal body temperature.
Someone?
It's an animal that
Animals.
has to rely on the environment to get, like
sun.
the suits are like sun, or they have to, burrow
So
or
just,
whatever.
now, is that
That's
the
what they
same thing
ask.
as being cold-blooded? Is that the same thing?
People use those terms interchangeably, but it's
Okay.
not technically the same
Okay.
thing. Cold-blooded doesn't justify an ectotherm.
So ectotherms are cold-blooded, but not all cold-blooded animals are ectotherms.
No. Cold-blooded is, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Cold-blooded is what people, that's the term they use to refer to ectotherms, but it's incorrect because ectotherms don't have cold blood. They just
Gotcha,
rely, they can't, it's not all, like our internal body temperatures are
Gotcha.
8.6 degrees. They can't always have an internal body temperature of that. So,
Makes
but
sense.
anyway.
Okay. Do you have... Those are all the facts that you
Those are all the facts that I could think of off the top of my head. I do better when people say things and then I just think, oh, that's related. So if you have any animals you want to know about, I can.
That dog's toe
Tell
looks
you, but-
weird. That dog's toe looks weird. There's something wrong with that dog's toe over there. What could possibly be wrong with the dog's toes
You're trying to get me to think of an animal fact
of a dog
of a dog.
with the foot?
What?
I don't know. Something.
I was thinking more like you spout off
Like
a random
tiger.
mammal like tiger, and I say, "Oh, tigers love the
That
water,"
tiger's
contrary
bite
to other
doesn't-
cats.
That tiger's bite doesn't look like it would hurt that much.
It would.
Would it?
It would.
Tell me about that.
They have an incredibly strong bite force. I don't know the numbers. That's all I got. I can tell you they like water. Like, you know how cats don't like water? Tigers love water.
Oh, okay. I got
But
you.
that fact I learned in 7th grade for
Cheetos.
science grade.
Cheetahs. Yeah.
They're the fastest mammal on the planet, but everyone knew that.
Remember when we had I don't remember if it was an emu or an ostrich up
It was
on our
an
mountain.
emu.
It was an emu. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was more than one. Was there not?
There were two.
There were two.
We
emus
named them Fred and
casually
Wilma,
scrolling. Fred and Wilma.
but they
Did
had
they
other
escape a
names.
farm?
They did.
I think they escaped either a farm or zoo.
They escaped a farm.
Okay.
We found them twice. They came to our house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were really cute.
I mean, they were emus.
Yeah.
They peck though. That's right.
They do. They had very strong beaks.
Yeah.
You ever been to the Virginia Safari Park?
I'm not.
Oh,
Oh, you would love it.
yeah. Sounds
love
like it.
You drive through with buckets of food, and the animals eat out of the buckets in your car. Yeah.
We went there drive through safari in Canada, but they made us keep the windows up.
Oh, and then there's this cool. You put the windows down, and you enter at your own risk. You have food all over your lap and slobber all over your
I
lap.
would love that.
You hate it. I
I by
actually,
myself.
I enjoy it.
I like looking at animals. I don't like getting animal on me. That's where I draw the line.
Virginia Safari Park. We should go. That'd be a cool trip.
That'd be good. What now? We've had some animal facts. What about some animal jokes? This is the pin, by the way, that I put.
Animal
Animal
jokes?
Animal jokes. Do you have jokes about animals?
I'm not a funny person.
I
Why do
mean,
you think I'm in STEM?
I don't think that's true though.
Anyone
I feel like
them.
I feel like you
Boring.
Just have,
Our sense of humor is like, like the jokes that they make out of the periodic table.
and yeah, but like that's the okay. Then just any
don't know.
science related jokes specifically because you find that stuff funny.
Science-related jokes.
Science related jokes.
I don't even.
I don't remember. There's one about I don't remember.
She doesn't remember the science related jokes.
I don't know any.
Clearly, I'm fishing to tell the joke that I have. So
You
I'll just
tell the joke that you
I'll
have.
tell the joke that I have. So, I think that this is if this isn't factually correct, I apologize. This is how I've heard the joke.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay.
So maybe this isn't factually correct. This
I'll
is what
tell
you're
you.
here for. You can tell me. Okay? So this panda walks into a bar and he goes up to the bar and he orders food and they give him the food. He eats his food. And then he pulls out a gun, shoots a guy, and walks out the door. And when the bartender's like, "What the heck? Why did you do that?" The panda yells back, "Look up panda in an encyclopedia." And he looks up in the encyclopedia and it says a panda eats, shoots, and leaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Is that correct?
Factually
Is that
correct.
factually correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Not
Factually
about the
correct.
part of the panda shooting the person after walking into a bar.
Pandas don't carry guns.
They don't.
No.
Okay.
Eating shoots and leaves? Yes.
Very
That
good.
is correct.
They're very cute. Pandas are very cute.
I was
They are
hoping we'd
adorable.
have some
They're
more.
also idiots.
Pandas are dumb.
Sorry to tell you that. Yeah, they're dumb.
So they're not kung fu fighting either.
I know.
Every once in a while, you
Pseudo.
find one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more, animal jokes. So that one
We
would
should have
not
prepared,
be
but
normal,
you did not prepare us.
We
just think we just keep jokes on hand about animals. At
Keep
the
facts.
fire.
I
Boom.
Keep my facts on
I
hand.
felt like
I'll look up one
she
for
probably would because
I'm gonna find one.
I feel like you have because we have other friends who are in various fields, and in almost every other field they have jokes that are just sort of on hand that only they get. We have people in the medical field, like for human, and they talk about things all the time.
These are
They
so-
make
these are-
jokes, and they
these are
don't.
so dumb.
I don't understand them at all. So I just thought maybe that you also would have. You don't
These
have
are so
animal-related
stupid.
jokes.
I don't.
So you also. I'll wait till he.
I have tons of jokes here, but these are all so stupid.
Okay. Well, read us an example of a particularly stupid joke.
What did the farmer call the cow that had no milk? An utter failure.
Oh,
Oh my. That's the
These
level
are
we're on.
bad. These are really,
This is
really
the
bad.
level we're
I
on.
can't even bring myself to pity laugh for that one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not do that then. So you also worked at a vet's office.
I did work
Correct.
in the vet's office.
Okay.
I did.
So tell us about. So you've talked
Funny.
before we get to that specifically. You've talked before about how people told you certain things when they hear you what you want to do, and certain things annoy you whenever you hear
Yes,
them.
I
and
have
things like
that in a list
You have a
too.
list, right? Okay.
Now I call this. I'm gonna give a little. What's the word?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer, thank you. Okay, so disclaimer. Anyone watching this, if you have said this to me, I don't really know what to tell you.
Don't say it ever again.
No. It's not. A lot of people. Most people have said these to me with very good intentions. I don't mind being asked these
Her mother has
questions.
told her some of these things. So
So yeah, so it's totally fine. The ones that I wrote down, though, are ones that have specifically been asked me with a very condescending, "You're young and dumb" attitude. You have no idea what you're doing.
So if you have said these, then
you have
just
said these to me with a condescending attitude. I put you on my list.
Condescending and dumb.
Put you
That's
on my
just
list.
You know what I like about you too? And I can it's the lists. Jonathan doesn't keep lists like this.
Really?
I keep lists of stuff, but not like this kind of list.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a lot of lists like this.
Yeah, I don't.
So it's titled in my notes app.
It's a like when you talk about things for a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like different funny things that people have said, and it's when it's a common conversation that you have.
I remember.
You get like, okay, I just need to write this down, so I have to stop thinking about it. You know.
Nope.
Yeah.
So what's the list called?
It's called Dumb Things People Have Said to Me as a Pre-Vet Student.
Okay.
Number one, do you realize how much school that is?
That's true.
I like that one.
The thing about that though is that was said like while you're in the midst of a lot of school, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's like I'm in the middle of college. Do you know how much school that is? Yeah. Number two, do you realize how hard those classes are? Again, well, I did calculus and all these.
Yeah.
This one's my favorite. I get this one a lot. You know you can't just play with animals all day, right?
Yeah, I've heard her say, explain why that one is funny though.
Because I'm going to school for 8 years.
No. Like working at a vet's office. Well, you've told, like you said after working at the vet's
because
office.
I do play with puppies and kittens a lot at the vet's office, but not every day, and that's also because I was just a tech. I wasn't the doctor.
Yeah,
Um,
but for a brief period.
For a
she
brief
was
period, I
able to
did.
play with some kittens.
I was. You're gonna have to put animals to sleep, right? These were ones specifically said to me when I got into vet school. Now you'll be at the bottom of the totem pole when you enter vet school, which is like, again, I know it's encouraging. It's fine. Like, I know that. But again, it was with that like condescending. Anyway, vet school is way harder than undergrad. Again with the encouragement, you won't have a life for the next 4 years. Along with that, don't expect any free time. And when I told people that I didn't want to live with any roommates because like that affects my study habits and I need to stay focused and stuff, they just asked why I wouldn't want to live with roommates.
How dare they?
How dare? Yeah, it was like that. Why wouldn't you?
Interesting.
That's what I got. That's what I got so far.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a list to grow.
Okay. A whole lot of those to me strike me as the like no duh.
Yeah.
Like the
Just I guess they're just trying to make conversation. Just thinking of
the
questions
things
to
that
ask.
people say when they think they figured something out that you have.
Right. And like I said, a lot of people have asked me these, and they have pure intentions behind it. I don't mind being asked. But the ones that I wrote down have been said to me at least once. The whole, talking down to me.
Mm.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Makes sense.
You learn from it.
Yeah. So what are you excited about?
All of it. I'm very excited for. I'm nervous because I'm not used. I've never lived away from home before, but I'm excited to finally do what I've been wanting to do. Because even my senior year of undergrad, I still had general ed courses, and that was really.
You had some pretty.
tiring and-
Tell us about your general ed as we wrap up.
Well, they've all been awful.
Hated them, all of them.
Yeah, I had this past semester. I had a computer science class,
100 level.
100 level.
I think I can fix too.
And it was the way this one was set up was it was to fulfill general ed. So if you were a computer science major, you did not take this class, you took 101. So all the people in my class were non-computer science people. Mm-hmm. And he had us programming in Java. We had labs. Oh my gosh. There was a click solution button that I kept clicking, otherwise I wouldn't have done well in that lab. And then we had quizzes, we had labs, we had all these things to do every week. He wouldn't let us see the answers on our exams. We couldn't even see which ones we got wrong for integrity reasons.
Yeah.
He also did not teach.
Let's pause here really quick. We need to time out and take a note of that, okay? You take an exam, you get your score back, but you can't see what you got wrong on the exam.
Right, and it was only open for a day. It was an online course, which typically they open up the whole thing and you can work at your own pace. No, this was regulated. It opened on Sunday, and you had till Friday to complete all of the work. And the exams were only open for a day, and even after your time was up, you couldn't take it again. He wouldn't let you see your answers.
That was in person.
So it was, and that was also an online thing, right?
It was an online
Which
thing.
means that you, with those online things, as you know, if you, type in your answer and, I don't know, you add a period after it, it doesn't recognize that as...
If you capitalize it, and you're not supposed to capitalize it.
It doesn't recognize it as the correct answer.
Correct.
And he won't let you go back in and even verify anything.
Correct.
And this is also, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't mean to steal your thunder here, to talk over you. But this is also the same professor who, if I'm not mistaken, didn't even look at one of your projects or something?
One of the requirement, we had to do newsletter lab. It had to be 3 columns. And then he said you need to insert pictures into the columns, and the text has to wrap around the columns, which for Times News Roman 12-point font, 3 columns, it's very hard to fit a picture in there and wrap text around it.
That you can see.
Exactly. So I did my best. I try to get, and then if the words are bigger than is and the, it's not going to fit around the picture.
That was terrible.
So I did my best with it. You could see that I had it wrapped around, and he took off 5 points, and he's the text doesn't wrap around. And I emailed him. I said, yes, it did. I said some of the words were too big. I don't know what you want me to do. And then he responded with, oh, I'm sorry, I was doing this in Canvas. I didn't actually download the Word document. You did it correctly.
Now, he gave points back.
He did give points back.
But
I was
still,
you are my computer science professor, and
you're not viewing it in the correct viewer.
He was also the same professor that didn't teach anything, so he copy and pasted from the books into PowerPoint slides and then gave us the PowerPoint slides.
The 100 level course.
I remember that my computer science course, my professor didn't show up 90% of the time because we taught ourselves most of the class.
Yes.
But it wasn't this rough. But I will tell you, my beef with Canvas is that in the fire world, we have Canvas now. This student University of Maryland.
Yeah.
But then when you go to take a test, they make you log into a separate VPN and go into a whole nother system to take this test. So instead of taking it in Canvas, you then have to take it somewhere else to another system that grades it, and then somehow they talk to each other. So you pay all this money for one platform, and you decide not to use that platform for testing.
That's awful.
It's very interesting.
We had to use a lockdown browser, so we wouldn't. He's like, can't search on anything, or you can't search on your computer, which is dumb because all you have to do is pull up another computer.
Yeah.
And he made us take it through the browser, and he said in his syllabus, he's like, it's an open book test. You can't, it's an online textbook. You can't access the textbook through the lockdown browser. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there. College is rough.
We could
is
talk.
rough.
I mean, we could talk all about group projects. I know we all dealt with group projects.
Yeah, not a fan of your project.
We could talk a whole bunch more about all that
we
stuff.
should bring in all the college graduates and do a college
Just do a college.
Oh my gosh,
college
yeah.
panel. College panel.
Did you know that vet school's gonna be hard, and you're not gonna have a life for 4 years?
I didn't know that. I'm really glad you told me.
You're not going to be able to like work with animals.
I'm not going to know. You
Occasionally-
need to play with animals.
Occasionally,
Yeah.
animals will have to go to sleep.
They are going to have to get to sleep, and I'm going to be devastated.
You know they
And I better
stink, right?
process this information. I didn't know that.
You know they pee on you? Did you know that?
No.
It's just graduating, and you're at the very bottom of the totem pole.
That's
for
right.
vet school.
You're not going to know anything.
That's
I
terrible.
had no idea,
How'd you know
guys.
that?
I'm rethinking this now. I'm really glad that you brought this up.
Musical theater.
Musical theater.
Her first week at vet
Yeah.
school. That's on the list.
Going to musical theater.
Well, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know what your thoughts are. Put some actually good animal jokes in the comment section.
Or animal
That's what
facts.
we want.
I'm
Or
always looking for
animal
more.
facts. She'll tell you if you're right or not. That's what she'll do. So this is basically going to be the second to last episode of the season. We're going to break then for the summer. But essentially, the next episode is going to be our next live episode, which we haven't done in quite a long time.
No, we haven't.
Almost like 2.5 years, or no, a year and a half.
It's been a
year and a
while.
half. And but we are going to do a live episode. Don't know what that date is, but we will put it on our social media, maybe a short on YouTube, and we will let you know. But that will be the last episode of season 4, which has gone on far longer than any other seasons.
Been very long.
But partially just because we're doing every other week and all that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Wish Elizabeth congratulations and good luck in the comments. And as always, we don't have an outro. We'll see you later.